Hey, I'm Charlie.
And I'm Nicole, and we are Outback Schoolie.
Come check out our gaff.
Come on in.
Come on in. It's a 2003 Thomas school bus, American school bus. Has a Mercedes engine on it. At the front here, front door. We actually got it from an op shop for 20 bucks. It's funny because we used to have the bus doors on there and we kind of wanted to lock it up. We got lucky. We found a custom door. Gives visibility. I can see where I'm driving. It has locks. We can lock it both ways. Security purposes. Insulated, not really, but no dramas. We've been on the road for 6 months. It's pretty solid. No rattling. That's our door. Come on in. Come check it out. Come check out our gaff.
This is the entryway to our home. Pretty small, but it works just for us. We have our shoe rack down at the bottom here. A couple control switches that make it easy when we go in and out. But mostly we just have these custom-made cabinets. Everything in the school bus we did DIY. So we use this cane with the cabinets. This is just pretty much a junk drawer, junk cabinet. But it's things we use all the time. We also have our speakers in here. So while we're driving or if we want to listen to music, the cane's perfect because the sound doesn't get muffled. We can hear it perfectly. You don't see the speakers out in the open. As you get further into our home, we have our living/eating area. Over here is our couch, which pulls out to kind of a full bed, but also not really, but it works good enough. We came up with the dimensions for our couch last. We'll go into the rest of our build later, but we had things that were more important to us space-wise, like the bathroom and how much counter space we had, so that's how we determined the length of our couch. It is 58 inches long, so you cannot lay fully down if you're a tall person, but when Charlie's driving, I just sit right here and enjoy myself. But it works perfect for one person. It works great if both of us are just sitting there. It works great if we just have one person staying as a guest. If we have a couple or two people staying as a guest, it almost reaches the other side to allow two people to sleep. We just have to get a little more creative when that happens. But this is, so under this is full storage, under here is full storage, so this just lifts out. We can show you how that works. And then, like I said, it turns into a bed.
If you're a tall person, which I'm pretty tall, you sleep diagonally because it doesn't quite go out to a queen size bed. Diagonally, you'd be fine. If you're short, like me, you could sleep in this little gap, like here. If you're really tall, like over 6 foot, then you can use the dining table and sleep like that. If you just want a spoon, it's actually really comfortable. With storage underneath, you can see we try to keep all our blankets, extra pillows, just for like guest stuff. We just keep underneath the couch. So whenever we have people to stay over, just open it up and it's all there. Welcome to our dinette area, also Nicole's office. We built this so Nicole could work, also we both can eat. This is our table, so this folds down, this collapses, this goes down to a little bed. We've got a little cushion put over there, so this is like a baby bed. If anyone has a baby, they can sleep here. Otherwise, just a foot cushion. Our cushions are the same as the couch cushions. It's, if you look under, I'm gonna pull one out. We custom made it. It is fur leather, F-A-U-X leather. So not real leather. We just stapled it on top of plywood. We got the cushion. I don't know where we got the cushion from, but we got the cushion. Got some fur leather. We got some plywood. We just stapled it in the back there. Nice little job of stapling. But it works cool. It looks good. Underneath the benches is a ton of storage. There's our towels. We usually have cat food, cat litter in there. We have a cat, by the way. So that's like her little box. Put that back there. It's also, because it is the work area, has our Wi-Fi. We've got a weed boost. Basically, this is used whenever we're traveling. There's no service or reception. This kind of works as an antenna, picks up its own signals, and we've had quite good luck with it. On the bottom here, it's just our modem and all that sort of stuff. This is what pays those gas bills. This area.
A couple things to mention before we get into the kitchen. So we have this max air fan right above here, which is wonderful. It works really well at cooling off the bus, mostly the front half of the bus. But if it's terribly hot, slept out here before, or we have an AC in the back, which we'll show you. But this is great just for getting some fresh air in. But then we also have this skylight here, which was one of the very first finished projects we did on the bus. We stuck this bad boy in after it was pretty much right at the beginning, before we had any of the finishing pieces in. So that was really exciting for us because it was the first thing we saw that we're like, this is how it's going to look at the end. And it's easy, it just latches, you can open it right up, and then fresh air galore. The only slight negative is that we haven't gotten great at caulking it, so it occasionally leaks. So we just need to redo the caulk because it got torn up from the hot sun, but that's a project for another day. Woo! Alright, into the kitchen area. I was dead set on having an L-shaped kitchen because one, I wanted the room behind here to be a bit bigger than it typically is in a schoolie or bus. And then I also want to make sure we had counter space. A lot of people have kitchen on the other side, but I just wanted to have everything in one spot, but enough room for both of us to be able to cook and prep and do all that together because we enjoy cooking together. So this we mostly just use for our prep area, which is great. It's totally enough counter space. And underneath it, we have our side-by-side fridge. So this is freezer. That's our fridge space. There's absolutely nothing in there right now because we have to go grocery shopping, but it works perfect. We can put like at least a week and a half of groceries in there with no problem. The only thing I wish we had was some extra room for beer, but we stick it in a cooler, it works okay. But not enough room for beer and groceries. But if it's empty, all the room in the world. Okay, last thing in the kitchen is, you'll notice we have 0 drawers in here, so our silverware is in like this huge big container up here, which is fine, kind of annoying. But we have plenty of storage, so I'm not complaining. Down in these big cabinets, we put all our pots and pans in this one. And then this is like where all our cleaning supplies, paper towels, garbage bags, all of that goes. The one thing I'll mention about these cabinets is before we finished the kitchen, we thought we were gonna do shaker style cabinets, which is similar to what is up at the front, but I changed my mind very last minute and told Charlie I needed to have these European style cabinets. And they were very hard to do because of the curve of the bus and just matching the entire shape of the bus. So what was supposed to be like a 2-day project and one of our last projects turned into a 3-week project. So I'm very grateful for you, Charlie, for giving me the vision I wanted. I'm very happy with how they turned out.
So coming down the hallway in our gaff, we've got our ceilings. As you can see, we've got PVC ceilings. It's got plastic. It's waterproof. It's easy to clean. We've got ceilings throughout, and you'll see it from the start of the bus all the way to the end. This is our hallway. Also on the walls, we just use shiplap, nice and easy. We just glued it on and a couple of nails in there, and it kind of looks cool. We've got lighting as well. We've got LED lights that track, so we can dimming lights. Kind of like it. It's a 3-way system, so you can turn it off at the front, you can turn it off at the back, or you can vice versa. But anyways, come on in, check it out. We've got an emergency door. We're in the process of actually building a little deck. They'll roll out, fold out, so you can kind of sit on there, so we don't need to go outside. See the sunset. But this little thing that you guys are seeing right next to me is our cubic mini wood fire stove. It gets really cold here in Wisconsin. We needed something to heat up the bus. Believe it or not, it takes about 6-inch piece of wood in there, a couple of little pieces. Chuck it in, light it up. There'll be a little fire, like a little fireplace in the bus. And then this little fan, this little thermal fan, once it gets hot, it'll blow and projectile the heat across the bus. So we can kind of move it around, move the heat around, depending where we go. Underneath, we put slats. So this is where we store the wood, fill that with wood, bit of storage under here as well, kind of hide it a little bit. But yeah, so this is our little fireplace, heater, little cozy spot. Behind you, I'm gonna show you, we have a little kitty. Her name is Baby. She travels and lives with us on the road. She's our kitty. She's 14 years old, a little chubby ginger, but we have a little space for her. So behind you is the litter box. It's our little space. She has her litter box in here, food and water, kind of hangs out. Coming down the hallway as we go, we've got the same ceiling throughout.
This is the other room that I was talking about that I wanted to be really big, which is why we chose this L-shaped layout. So this is our bathroom. We would consider big for a schoolie bathroom. I love it though. This corner is the shower. We have our rainfall shower head. And what's nice, so I would fit fine, but Charlie is 5'10", so a little taller than me. I don't know what that is in centimeters.
176.
176 centimeters. But we have this skylight, so I don't know if you can tell, but it adds a good probably at least 6 inches of headroom while you're showering. So when you're scrubbing your head, you got plenty of space here, and it's just nice. It brings in some great natural light. The tiling we did all ourselves, so we just have these hexagon tiles. We chose to do this accent of herringbone style tiles. They're all ceramic tiles. A question we get all the time is if they've held up. We have been on the road for 5 months. Nothing's cracked. Everything's good to go. No complaints there. This was one of my favorite projects, I think, because it was the first one I had kind of a vision for how I really wanted it to look visually, how I wanted the aesthetic to look. But poor Charlie, so when we did the bus build, his job's a little bit more flexible than mine. So during the week, he would work on the bus while I was working, and then we'd work on it together during the evenings and on the weekends. So one of the evenings, we tiled the entire floor. We used this system called the Schluter system, and that just makes it easy to waterproof everything. They have a pre-slip pan, which is why we're able to have the full kind of wet bath view. But we used a grout that is not meant for showering shower floors. So we let it set for 24 hours before we realized this was a huge mistake. And then we had to rip it all up, wipe down every single tile. It was probably 0 degrees Celsius outside, so our fingers were freezing off. So yeah, that was not a fun project, but I feel like it makes us so much more grateful for how it turned out. I just really like the look of it. It's natural, it's bright. We just have these cedar. It's natural, it's bright. We just have these cedar planks for the ceiling, and we polyed them quite a bit so they're waterproof. And then so we don't get anything else wet while we're showering, we just have this curved shower rack. And then we just have this vanity. It's only about 20 inches wide. I'm so sorry guys, I'm American, so I don't know my metric system. But 20 inches wide, so it's a good space. Our mirror, our light, I love it. This is where I get ready every day, where Charlie and I get ready. And then in this corner over here, we have this light, this fan, and then our composting Nature's Head toilet. That works great for us. It's easy. We didn't want to have to deal with the black tank. This left nook there is our toilet area. So it's just a little nook. It works well for me. For Charlie, his shoulders are a bit wider, so he can brushes up against the walls, but I think it's fine. We have a composting Nature's Head toilet. I would say you can probably DIY the same exact thing for a lot less money. It works for us. It's fine. We didn't want to have to deal with the black tank, so it works. The other thing is, I know a lot of people who live in small spaces are very open to what they do in the bathroom in front of their significant others. I wanted a little privacy, so we have this door here. Now we can do our business in private.
Up to the hallway to our bedroom. Once again, we got the ceiling that runs through, and then we got our shiplap walls. But over here on your right is our walk-in wardrobe closet. We store our clothes. I'll show you a little peek. We got some pretty cool drawers in here. I've got one, Nicole's got 5. Kidding. Also our clothes in as well. We got winter clothes, summer clothes, you name it, just in case the weather changes like that. That's our closet, lots of room. It's actually built on top of one of the wheel wells. So underneath there were wheel wells, so we had to kind of figure out what we're gonna put on. On the right side is the toilet, on the left side is our closet. To give you an idea. On the other side, on this side, I don't know, left or right, is where the magic happens, is our electrical system. We've got 1,050 watts of solar on the roof. We also got 400 amp hours of lithium batteries. So basically we could live off grid. We could live off grid as long as the sun's out for a very long time. We've only ever gotten low once the last 5 months, and we'd plug in or change locations. We also got a DC-DC charger as well. That will charge the batteries while we're driving, which is cool. But yeah, to be able to live off grid and have power, we run a lot of things. It's pretty amazing. Excited about it. My favorite spot.
The last room we are taking you through is our bedroom. I love it. It's like a cozy little nook. But to start off, we have another skylight right here. It's just so great. We've really gotten in the habit of waking up when the sun comes up and falling asleep a couple hours after the sun goes down. And the skylight shines right in my eyeballs when the sun comes in, so I'm up right with the sun, but I'm not complaining. I love it. For the bedroom, we stuck with natural tones. You'll notice throughout the whole bus, we kind of kept the same color theme. We tried to keep it outbacky. Charlie, maybe from the accent, you can tell is Australian. And we just really loved the colors that you see in the outback. So the red, dirt, the greens, the browns, the tans, all of that. I kept trying to tell myself we were going to use different colors, and then I kept picking out the same exact stuff. This is our bedroom. We have our washer and dryer to the left here. Pretty energy efficient, pretty water efficient. It only uses 4 to 16 gallons per wash. And then we just have some storage, some shelving, and then our TV is to the left here. For our TV, this is really great too. Charlie mentioned earlier, but we both work full time while we're on the road. So if we want a standing desk, we can plug our laptop into our TV as an extra monitor, and then it's the perfect height for a standing desk. So this worked out great. And then to the right is Charlie's desk. One of the reasons, an additional reason we picked this L-shaped layout is because we both work full time. We wanted to be able to take calls in separate areas, Zoom calls, video calls, all of that. So he works from here. This just works as a desk chair, and then there's some storage underneath here, so it's perfect. And then that also allows our cat to get up and down on the bed, so she probably uses it more than we do. This is a queen size bed. It's perfect. We've honestly never had larger than a queen size bed since we've known each other. We've been married for 5.5 years, so we're perfectly happy with what we got. We do have a window air conditioning unit. We haven't permanently installed that, but it works just fine when we're stationary. So we'll just bolt it up there. We can run it off our solar power as long as there's sun. If it's nighttime, it runs through the energy pretty quickly, but if it's during the daytime when it's really hot, we have no problem running it. And then we close all this up, mostly just to keep our cat cool. We don't care as much about us, but we want to make sure she's comfortable. And you'll see if you come zoom in, she's hiding right back here. That's her favorite spot. Hi, baby.
She's sleepy. There she goes.
A couple extra details about the bedrooms. Underneath this bed, we have storage, so this lifts up on gas strut, and then our 100-gallon water tank is under here. So that typically lasts us anywhere from a week and a half to about 2 weeks, depending on how often we're showering in the bus. Not that we're not showering, but we do shower at gyms and campgrounds and things like that. But if we're showering in the bus consistently, we'll obviously run through the water quicker. But it's great. It's enough for us. We also just have things we don't use as often stored under the bus, so like winter clothes, some crafty things, just things we want to have but don't need every single day. We also see, I don't know if you can see, but there is this, I don't remember what it's called, but the point of that and why you can see it is so that mattress doesn't get moldy just from sitting on the plywood. So that's worked great. Gets plenty of air under there, so no complaints. That's the bedroom. We got some string lights, just some decor back there. We have reading lights and just the overhead lights, so that's great. We can choose between dimming and just having the reading lights on at nighttime. It really is really comfortable. Probably one of the most comfortable beds we've had, so zero complaints. We love our bus bedroom.
Welcome to the outside of our bus, our gaff. We've got some spotlights over here we can quickly turn on. A little motion sensor light coming over. We chose these colors. It's green, orange, white, and pinky red to like resemble the Outback. So we're the Outback schoolie in Australia. It's huge, beautiful, but we thought we needed some color schemes, and I think the Outback is where we went. So throughout the bus you would have seen the colors. But yeah, this is what we did on the outside. We painted it so it was bright yellow, a yellow school bus, and it took a lot of time. It actually was the hardest part of the job hardest part of the build was painting the bus. So happy with it, happy how it came out. We got a bit of storage, so we chose a pusher bus where the engine's actually in the back, which gives us a lot more room in the bus. But we don't have that much storage, but what we do have, a couple of boxes. In here we're gonna have propane tanks. So we run propane, our hot water system, our Furion stove. Yeah, that's it, just on propane. Doesn't take much, but that's our hot water system there. Extra storage is our toolbox container. Over to the edge is our dryer vent. Also our 30 amp hookup. So we do need to plug in, easy to plug in. Like I said, we haven't needed to plug in the last 5 months. The only reason we plugged in was because we're at home. So we've got it there. We're gonna water fill up as well. This is where we fill up the 100-gallon water tank. Yeah, we just chuck the hose in, fills it up, takes a couple of minutes. Come around the back, got a Mercedes diesel, nice and pretty in there. Minimal rust. Gonna fill up some oil actually, and that's our bus. We've got a backup camera. So this runs full time. So when I'm driving, it acts as a mirror so I can see what's behind me. Also at the front, I didn't tell you, we've got these like antenna mirrors, and they're awesome. Like backing this thing up is amazing, super easy. And yeah, the benefit of this is, like I said, you get more room in the bus. The disadvantage of it, because the engine's in the back, there's no airflow, so it does overheat sometimes. If we're going up a mountain and it's 100-degree weather, it's going to overheat if we're constantly driving. So some pros and cons with it, but so far it's been great and we love it. I think the extra space helps quite a bit. Okay, that's our home. Hope you guys loved it. Get out of our gaff.